How are everybody? Welcome back to another stream. I know it's been a while. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing good? Let me just get everything set up first, and then once everything's set up, then I'll do the talking and everything, so I'll be right back. Flour. Oh yeah, that makes sense. One minute. Loveliness. Let's see if I can. Hold on a minute. All right. Need to find something. What in the world? I'll continue then. I'm trying to find. Trying to find some music to possibly put on. Let's get started, boys. I actually don't know what to do for right now. Okay. We'll be doing cheese. Actually, no, I don't like the music. Stop, yeah, never mind. No. We got cheese pizza. We're doing a chicken and onion pizza. I'm gonna figure out what I want to do first. I can either make the chicken first. Let's see. Let's put this on like 4. I'll bring a trash can over here. start with the. Oh, Jesus Christ. 1 second. Okay, good enough. Guess we'll start by cutting these. Ooh. It's gonna be slow start at the beginning, I feel, because nobody's gonna be on the stream, but it's whatever. There we go. Make sure to peel your onion. Hello? There's a big chunk right here. Nobody's really watching, so this is fun. It's nice and quiet. How's everybody doing today? Isn't this fun? You guys enjoying the quietness? Hello there, Michael. How are you this fine evening? Welcome to the party where it's nice and quiet right now because nobody's here and I have nothing to say. 1 second. Please help me. It's just initiate conversation, you know. I have nothing to talk about. Please help me, Michael. I'm crashing and burning. Help a brother out, my doggy. Oh, Jesus. That's my onions for my chicken. Oh, the weather today? It's pretty bad. It's been raining all day today, so that's been a blast, you know. Nice and fun rain all day, nonstop. Still raining right now, you know. So I guess what we'll do is we'll actually get this. We'll get the first pizza in first. Once we get the first pizza in. Make sure to flour your counter nice and a lot. Today we have a nice cheese pizza and then a nice chicken and onion pizza. You know, usually I'll do pepperoni, but we don't have it at Peps right now. I don't make fresh pizza though either. I just buy some. So make sure it's nice and it's had a couple days to sit too. That way it rises, you know, and reaches its full potential. Don't mind the fact that it's sticking to the bag. It does that. Yeah, that's epic. Am I right? Get out of the bag, please. All right, let's get this out of the bag. Make sure you have flour on your hands too. That way you can grab it and it doesn't stick to your hands. Because it will do that if you don't have flour on your hands. This stuff's bad, but we don't want that. So we toss to side. See this part where it's darker? The oxygen got to it. We don't want that because it's hard like rock. So now we flip it over in the flours. Make sure you get flour all over your dough because you don't want it to stick to anything. Shut up, oven. Make sure your flour is nice and incorporated into your pizza dough. Really knead it in there. So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and roll this pizza dough out. Make sure. I know, from the highest of pro chefs, of course, Chef Gordon, of course. Now, one thing you want to make sure you do as you're rolling out your pizza dough is make sure the flour is staying on it and that you are spreading it as evenly as possible, because if you don't, then there will be thin areas where you don't want thin areas, and then it can cause it to tear. And don't speed up the process too much. Let it spread at its own pace too. And tonight, let me show you the pan we're trying to get it to. You see how big it is right there. We're trying to get it to reach this size, which you can tell, pretty decent. Well, that sounded weird. Size difference. So we're gonna get to work on that. But like I said, don't rush it. Yeah, it's pretty big. You gotta let it spread out at its own speed. Let it really figure out its way around the place. Like a new kid in school, you don't want to like throw them in there. You want to show them what's the quote? Show them the rails or something. I don't know, something like that. Show them around first before tossing them straight in there. So, make sure you really warm up your pizza dough first before you just try like really pulling it around and stuff. You gotta make sure those edges really, get those edges in there. Really make sure your pizza, knows who its boss is. Like I said, make sure it stays floured. See, we want it nice and white in these parts. You know what I mean? Nice and white. If it's not white, it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So, let's keep it. See right here, it's getting thin right there. It's a little lighter in the area. We don't want that. We don't. It's not very good, because then it can rip when we go to put it on the pan, which is not at all what is needed. Come on, spread, you stupid pizza dough. Come on. Really work it around. Some people toss it in the air and stuff like that. I don't do that, because then I see that's what happens. See, it ripped. Now we gotta start all over again. This is the so fun thing about pizza. If it rips, you gotta ball it back up and give it a whole nother go. Let's get flour. Shut up, Luna and Lucky. Stop staring at me. I'm not crazy. However, it's gonna rip. You know, sometimes it's one of those things you can't always control. You know what's gonna happen. Oh, I probably shouldn't have done that, but I did it, so it's okay. So let's get right back at it again. Here we go. Let's try this again. We're back into its ball-esque kind of form. Really just try and roll it out as evenly as possible. Come on, let's do pizza dough. Work with me. You know, as an Italian, you know, I'm Italian. As an Italian, we really know how to make our pizzas. You know, we're really good at it. We do it. I do it once a week, about usually. You know, I make sure to, you know, renew my Italian card every once in a while by making a nice pizza or a nice pasta. Yes, there we go. Now we're getting places. See how it's slowly spreading out pretty evenly right now? That's what we want. We want it to get nice and evenly spread out. It probably won't hold the circular shape so much, but as long as it keeps relative circular shaping, that's good, you know. Uh-oh, I don't want that. Flour over here for right now. 1 second here, Michael. Now, we'll get a nice, you know, you gotta get a nice. Oh, dang it! Sorry, it's pretty difficult to, you know, really get that in there as I'm trying to, you know, spicy pizza. You know, a nice boppity boopity. I want one day, you know, to get a nice Italian over here to try my pizza, so I can really, you know, have it approved and be like, have somebody go like, wow, that deserves a nice boppity boopity, you know? Like, if I can get that, then I know I'm really Italian. All right, so now we're gonna put a little flour top of this one last time, really spread around. Let's get a size comparison of that pan really fast. Here's our pan again. I think we're good. So now we're going to pick up this dough and slide it right over. Perfect. So now, the reason it's a bit bigger than the actual pan is because we need that crust, you know. So let's go ahead and start rolling that crust in. Because no pizza's a good pizza without crust, you know. And if there ain't crust on your pizza, you're a crazy man. So this first pizza we're doing, this is just going to be the cheese pizza. Now, what I like to do, my pizzas, is I make a nice crust on it. So for this pizza, what we'll be doing is a sesame butter crust. So I'll show you that in just a second. Here we go. So now the crust is fully rolled in. We want to make sure that this is spread out to the max as far as possible. See how it is? See how we fill in that pan? Really make sure it stays filled in as much as possible. Bam! That's the starting of a pizza, boys. All right, so just blow off my phone really fast. Check this out. Okay, I need to grab sesame seed over here. So we got sesame seed. This is what we need for our sesame butter crust. And also we're gonna need, let me go grab the butter from the fridge really fast. I'm gonna move this pan back over the heat really fast because we're gonna start cooking up that onion and chicken in a second. So we got our butter. What you do is you take a microwave safe bowl. Never forget that one. This stuff's way too big. Okay, that just had breadcrumbs in it earlier, so we're fine. This is gonna go in the microwave. All right. Take a little microwave safe bowl right here. All right. Get some butter. What you're gonna do is get a spoon. My favorite spoon is my SpongeBob spoon because I love SpongeBob. Take a decent amount of butter, toss it in here because that's gonna be microwave. So let's go ahead and toss it in the microwave. Like 15 seconds. Thank you. A man of culture. Of course I am. How can I not be a man of culture? So now we're going to take our tomato sauce, right? Toss that in the spoon right here. And the spoon, the reason I take the spoon out is because it's going to help us spread that sauce around. Yeah, right there. That's, and then you're going to get a nice, there might be some lumps of tomato because that's how you know it's fresh sauce. So you're going to take that spoon and really just move it around. Try and spread around that sauce about as evenly as possible, but you're not going to, nothing is completely even in this world. So we're going to get that sauce. Don't be afraid to get a little sauce on the crust too. That's perfectly fine. See, so now that we have our sauce filled in, something like that. All right. Check on our butter. So now we're gonna pour some sesame seeds in here now. Your teeth are your greatest tools, am I right? So yeah, something like that. Make sure it's nice and incorporated in there. I'm gonna have to microwave this for a bit longer because there is still some butter chunks. So it sticks in the microwave for a bit longer. I'll start putting the cheese on this pizza. So for the cheese, go with the classic mozzarella. It's just if you're a true Italian, then mozzarella is the way to go. Oh, it smells great. So we're gonna take our cheese right here. Really, yes. See how. Now your cheese, however, that should be about. Try and make that as even as possible because if it's uneven, then you're gonna have pieces, you're gonna have areas where it's like, wow, that's real cheesy, and other parts where it's like, man, I wish I had more cheese here. So we're just gonna toss that on there. Perfect. We're gonna grab some oregano. Oh Jesus. Some garlic powder. This right here is how you make it taste like super Italian. You want to try and make your pizzas taste as Italian as possible. So we're going to take some oregano right here. You smell it and you just know it's Italian, So we just toss that on there. Get a nice spread of it. Get the garlic powder on there. Thank you. He's a good boy. Bam. Now we got the garlic powder on there. We're going to get our butter and sesame seeds out again. Now this, we're going to get our little spreader majigger right here. as I call it, spreader majigger. Stir it around. You want to try and make sure you get a fair amount of sesame seeds on there. And just, spread it on. Just don't be afraid to put a large amount on, because all this is going to do is it's really going to add flavor to your crust when it cooks, So the more butter, the crispier that crust is going to be. The more sesame seeds, the more sesame seeds are going to be on there, and that's pretty good too. Just make sure it's nice and spread on. And we're going to go ahead and toss this in at the oven. I think it was at 450 degrees actually. To open up that oven, take this nice looking pizza, and this is the before, guys. Make sure you take a look at the before, and we'll see how the after looks. And I believe 18 minutes. I just touched the oven with my bare hand, and it was pretty hot. So that goes in the oven for 18 minutes. Let's go ahead and set a timer for 18 minutes now. Now we're going to move over to the main event, obviously, of making this chicken and onion pizza. Let me just turn the camera around for you guys right here. So we have our pan here. We're going to take a little olive oil. Spread that around in there. Yes. Hear that nice sizzle of the onion? Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's a good onion. Now we're just going to go ahead and toss this. I know I'm not using fresh chicken tonight, but, some nights you have rough nights, so we're using some already pre-cut chicken strips. Just toss those right up in there. Really get that all incorporated, stir it right on in, we're just going to let let this heat up for a bit and let that chicken unfreeze. And once that chicken thaws out, we'll try and cut up that chicken while it's in here. That way, it's not too big for the pizzas. So let's go ahead and grab something to put on top of it so it holds in all the heat. Right there is pretty decent, yeah. As long as it holds in most of the heat. Okay, so now, while that's going on, let's go ahead and set up our area for the next pizza. Let's go ahead and, go ahead and move the sesame seed butter mixture over here. We're gonna have to go get another jar of sauce, actually. Put it right there. I'll be right back. Oh, a cactus?
Yes. Jason accidentally touched it and it was safe.
And he has Christmas in that?
He got one of them in the freezer. He realized real quick that they were real.
I'm streaming about it. Right through time.
What are you making?
Chicken onion.
Mom's gonna be behind us.
Yes, I'm streaming myself making a good old pizza.
This one got a 2-liter soda freezer.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at these socks I got. Christian, look at these socks. They're nice.
Oh, very nice.
Wow.
Come on. Give me
$1 million.
yeah.
What?
$100 cash in hand.
This year beggars can't be choosers. So take what you can get.
I mean, I really doubt this is real estate.
never know. You can always go in and try and redeem it. You can always go in and try and redeem it.
Wow, I did win something.
What'd you win?
Oh wait, they all have to win.
Oh, so you didn't win.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, they all won.
What'd you win?
I don't know. How did I find out?
They should tell you the codes, right? Now on the side.
What price did I win.com?
Check it out. You might win something.
I need to check it out. I really don't.
This chicken's huge.
Mom had a little girl today.
Uh-huh.
She cried all day.
Really?
Yeah, she has anxiety like you. But she couldn't calm herself.
Is she like a new student or something?
Mom said she started last week, but the same thing happened yesterday when Mom went to the clinic. She went home, so Mom was trying not to do that.
Uh-huh.
But her girl literally cried till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So Mom said afterwards, if you don't feel good, you go to the clinic. Mom said in the clinic, the mom feels good. But she told, because she doesn't, like, she knows Spanish really well, so she told Miss Family, she's scared that when she goes home, her mom's not going to be there.
Oh, what?
She's scared that when she goes home, her mom's not going to be there.
Why? That actually sounds just like... That was kind of like... Growing up, that was like the exact same like kind of scenario. Well, no, it's not really. It's kind of reversed.
Like she was like making herself like she pulled her chest to get her for that, but she couldn't stop. She just couldn't calm herself.
I'm just gonna end the stream, I guess, because nobody's watching, so.